Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are going to crack a code. And this isn't just any code. It's one that will literally unlock thousands of English words, maybe ones you've never even seen before. Okay, take a look at these. Words like misunderstood, interrelated, non-communicative. I mean, they can look like a total wall of letters, right? It's pretty easy to feel overwhelmed, kind of lost when you're staring down a word like that. But what if I told you there's a secret? A simple trick to understanding not just these words, but thousands, maybe tens of thousands more. And the best part? It has nothing to do with memorizing a dictionary. It's all about seeing a pattern that's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. All right, let's get into it. This secret code is all about understanding how words are actually put together. Think of them less like solid blocks and more like, well, like Legos. And this quote really hits the nail on the head. You see, the key is to stop looking at a big, intimidating word as one scary thing. Instead, you've got to see it for what it is, a puzzle made up of smaller, meaningful pieces. And once you know what the pieces mean, you can solve any puzzle. So at the heart of every single one of these word puzzles is what we call a root word. This is the absolute core, the main engine of the word's meaning. You know that word transportation we saw earlier? Well, its root is port, which comes from Latin and simply means to carry. That's the foundation right there. But here's the thing. Roots don't usually hang out by themselves. We change their meaning by sticking other little parts onto them, either at the beginning or at the end. These little additions are called affixes, and they're the two main keys to cracking this whole code. Okay, so we've got our root word. Let's talk about that first key to the code, the prefix. As the name suggests, pre meaning before, these are the little bits you'll find right at the front of a word. So a prefix, it gets tacked on to the beginning of a root word, and its whole job is to change the meaning, sometimes in a really big way. A lot of the time, it just completely flips the meaning on its head, you know? It creates the exact opposite of what the root word was trying to say. And here is what is just wild. You'd think you'd need to learn hundreds of these things, right? Nope. This code is super efficient. Get this. Just 4 prefixes account for over 95% of all prefixed words in English. Just 4. That's insane. And here they are, the big 4. Un, re, in, and dis. Seriously, just by knowing what these 4 tiny things mean, you've basically unlocked the ability to understand almost every prefixed word you're ever going to see. Unhappy? Not happy. Rewrite? Write it again. It's so simple, but wow, is it powerful? So once you've got those 4 locked in, you can start adding a few more to your toolkit. It's just like leveling up. Pre means before, so a preview is a look you get before something. Makes sense. Miss means wrongly, so to misspell is to, well, spell it wrongly. You start to see the pattern, don't you? It's literally like having a set of linguistic building blocks. All right, so we've talked about the front of the word. Now let's jump to the back end. This is where we find our second key to the code, the powerful and super versatile suffix. Okay, so suffixes get added to the end of a word, right? But here's what's so cool about them. They have this amazing 2-for-1 power. They can change what a word means, sure, but they can also change its entire job description within a sentence. Let's look at meaning first. Super straightforward. You add the suffix less, it literally means without. So hope becomes hopeless, without hope. You add full and it means full of. Help becomes helpful, full of help. They're like these little dials at the end of a word that fine-tune the meaning. But this second power, this is where it gets really interesting, at least for me. Suffixes can actually change a word's role in the sentence. Take the adjective quick, slap an ly on the end, and poof, it's now an adverb, quickly, telling you how something is done. Or take the verb act, add "ive," and suddenly it's an adjective, active, describing a person. It's like, I don't know, grammatical magic? And you know what? We actually do this all the time without even thinking about it. These are kind of the grammar suffixes. We toss an S on the end of dog to get dogs. We add AD to walk to talk about yesterday. We're already masters at using these things to make our sentences make sense. So here's the real takeaway. The magic happens when you put both of these keys together, the prefix at the start and the suffix at the end.
When you learn to spot both, that's when you really unlock the full power. That's when you become a true word detective.
Okay, word detectives, let's put our skills to the test. We're going to deconstruct a word that, at the beginning of this, might have looked a little scary. Unacceptable. All right, let's break this thing down. Right at the front, what do we see? Hey, it's our old friend un, which we know means not, okay? In the middle, we've got the root, except. Pretty clear what that means. And then at the very end, we've got that suffix, able, which means can be done. Boom, 3 simple pieces. And now, let's just put the meanings of those pieces together. Not, except, can be done. So it means something that cannot be accepted. See? The mystery is gone. The word just told us its own definition. You solved the puzzle.
And that is why this is such a superpower. This isn't just some neat little trick. Learning this code is a total game changer for all of your language skills. You're going to be decoding new words instantly. Your vocabulary is going to grow like crazy without you even trying. Reading gets easier, writing gets sharper. It's a huge win all around.
So, you've cracked the code. From here on out, I want you to be that word detective. Start looking for these little pieces, these patterns in everything you read. Because now you know the secret. Every big, complicated word is just a puzzle waiting for you to solve it. So